Yeah, I know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Birma and Adika show. Bob, who be that?
Free.
Anyways, you guys, welcome. Today we are going to be reviewing the Champions League final. I got my shirt as usual. I've got my shirt as usual. I wear it before and after victory. I told you, Birma. I told you. Birma is supposed to shave his eyebrow, but he's going to fail. Obviously,
You say fire. Wow. What a champ.
What a final, I swear.
What a final, guy. All my predictions went wrong. In fact, our guest last week, his prediction too was wrong. He said Aguero to score. He said Aguero to score.
That was so obvious.
What? What do you think went wrong for Man City? I think Pep overthought his tactics once again.
Pep, as I said, Pep shouldn't do one thing, and Pep did it. I said Pep shouldn't overthink his tactics, and Pep overthought it. How can you start a match, a Champions League final, without a defensive midfielder against Chelsea? Chelsea that had two defensive midfielders. Nah, that was terrible managing for me.
I was shocked to see that. Honestly, when we even did our predicted lineups, everybody here put Fernandinho in that midfield because he's important. You have to have a solid base to build on. Pep went to go and form Wayo, big boy, Wayo. Pep went to go and play Gundogan there, and it's not as if Gundogan play badly. It's just that there's a difference when you don't have that middle player. Yeah, there's a difference when you don't have that sitter to protect the back four. You get, and that's why Chelsea had plenty of opportunities more than Man City, if you notice.
Yeah.
Pep went to attacking, and that mistake he made was playing Sterling. Anytime he plays Sterling, something goes wrong. You get, and he didn't stop Sterling earlier. I think he stopped Sterling. Like, was it the third person he saw when he brought on Aguero? You get. So I just think Pep, when it comes to the big games, sometimes he just overthinks things. It happened against Lyon. It happens against all the times they have knocked out Champions League. That thing has happened to Man City, where Pep just overthinks the whole situation, and bam, the other team wins. So I felt bad for Man City. Like the way the players were crying, I felt bad, but
oh man, I didn't feel bad.
I think Tuchel deserves huge credit because for him to come into Chelsea, I think he has only spent 4 months at Chelsea. He took them to the top 4, took them to the FA Cup final, even though they lost, but they won the Champions League. The FA Cup is useless.
Who chooses an FA Cup over a Champions League?
The FA Cup is useless now because they won the Champions League. Yet, and for the first time since I started watching Chelsea, I saw Abramovich on the ground. He was on the grass.
Honestly.
And Tuchel said that was the first time he met him. Imagine somebody giving you a job, but you've not met the person for 4 months. Where does that work, for God's sake? I think it was a sweet game. I don't know. Aaron, how did you see the game?
I thought City would bash Chelsea.
We all did.
Just for me to come and see Guardiola's boys play ice cream football. Like say they share biscuits for them. This kind of this.
They didn't play good at all.
Sure?
No, I don't think
Chelsea played very well.
I don't think it's a case of them playing good. Though. Sorry, I don't think it's a case of them playing.
I think
good.
Chelsea played very well. Their defense.
Yeah, Chelsea. No, of all things I complained of that day when we had our preview, I didn't complain of their defense. Their offense is the only problem they have. Chelsea have like the best defense in Europe now, alongside Man City. I can't argue about that. But the only thing I can complain of yesterday was Pep starting a Champions League final without a defensive midfielder who has played with you throughout the season. I really don't know what Pep was thinking will happen. I honestly don't know. And Chelsea started with Kante and Jorginho. So how do you expect to get through their midfield? Kante was sniffing any ball. De Bruyne ghosted until he eventually had an injury and went off. Sterling was in Reece James' pocket. Honest,
They
Timo
pocket
Werner
Sterling.
could
They
have
pocket.
scored two. Timo Werner had two clear-cut chances, and as usual, we predicted it. We knew that this will
He,
happen. At least he
he
didn't have
missed.
any offside goals.
He missed.
I think
Even when I was celebrating after Champions League final, he still missed the badge.
He missed.
He missed the badge.
That's crazy, man.
You get,
uh,
yeah, you get. So I think
he played really well, and I think Tuchel did his homework because if you watch that match closely, you will see that City. It's as if they were confused. Nothing they were doing was working, and I have to give
yeah,
credit to Tuchel for that. He locks that midfield. He locked it. You can't
yeah.
start
He locked
anything.
it. He locked it.
Even if you start, it will waste. See Sterling. Sterling just wasted one stupid chance. And there was one chance he had that he wasted.
Sterling was in James' pocket, man. Sterling was in James' pocket too.
James made Sterling not to be able to play football. He
Honestly.
put him in his pocket and he sealed the
man.
pocket.
It was so bad. Sterling, until he was subbed off. And I want to also say something. I think Chelsea had already beaten City twice this season before now. And they have that let me say psychological advantage over City. City too will have a psychological disadvantage. No matter how we want to say City, yeah, they have the better side on paper and all that. But Pep must have just thought this thing because he's tried, the first two games he played a defensive midfielder. Maybe he thought that, okay, if I don't play one this time, we'll win. But the first goal was so obvious. The way they bypassed their midfield and the way Zinchenko defended so terrible. Zinchenko and Diaz didn't have a good game at all. So I don't know if we can now. I think all the Van Dijk comparisons will stop now. Diaz had a poor game. Zinchenko was terrible defending because he should have closed Havertz. Ederson, I don't know if he committed at the right time because if Ederson maybe he had stayed or closed the line. If he committed, he'd have gotten a red card. So I think that's why he just removed his hand. This was still early in the game. Walker as usual. I think Walker played well actually. Mason Mount was class. He gave a very good assist. If Jorginho also good. Kante, oh my God, N'Golo Kante was awesome yesterday. I can't lie, his defensive work can be underrated. It's obviously sad anytime you see a player strive and fight too hard to get to the final, only for it to get to the final and get injured. We saw Thiago Silva yesterday, saw Kevin De Bruyne, we saw him crying because you know how much he meant to me. It just reminded me of 2018 when, we said this in the preview that somebody should just take out De Bruyne. And the person did so. Very, very sad to see. Like many of our predictions in this preview came to pass yesterday because we said honestly, I know De Bruyne was having a poor game, but those sort of players can come up with anything at any time. Foden didn't have his best game. We saw when Foden attempted a shot and this guy Christensen came on and was very good throughout. Christensen made a goal line. I know a goal-saving block yesterday. So many things went in favour for Chelsea, but I think the main thing was Pep Guardiola's team selection. That was like the poorest team selection I've seen from him in a long time. And to do it in a Champions League final, I think this thing that he can't, what can they call him? English has failed me again on live. English has something that he can't win a Champions League without Messi continues. Yeah, the shout that he can't win a Champions League without Messi continues, and it's like very factual. He inherited a Champions League winning side in Bayern in 2013, and he couldn't win. So now he spent over 800 million at Man City, spending over 100 million every transfer window.
Absolute shit.
Transfer window has been there for 5 years, has gotten everything he has asked from his owner. I don't think he can complain about his owners not giving him anything he wanted. He wanted a defender. They went out, spent up to 80 million on Ruben Diaz, and now can't see win a Champions League final. I think the shout for him being the best manager in the world have ended yesterday. They have ended yesterday. It was so poor.
Only God can save Guardiola. Only God.
Right,
Because
right now, only God.
I don't know what to say again. This one, he had everything. His second squad could challenge Chelsea for that title.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Painful.
Yeah,
What?
the only clear cut chance we saw was that right-footed volley from Riyad Mahrez, and everybody was like, "Boomy, I stopped for a moment. Like, I thought it was going in. It was so close actually. It didn't look so close at first looking, but when I saw the replay, it looked so close, and Riyad Mahrez couldn't, penetrate. Pep Guardiola, we saw that stupid video of him analyzing Chelsea. So he analyzed Chelsea properly, and he still didn't do what because in the analysis, he said Chelsea don't leave spaces in their line. They suffocate you from front to back. There's no space, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. So it was a clear case of okay, you know what will happen, but what can you do about what will happen? So, and I think that's what he thought to Gundogan, playing Gundogan as the defensive midfielder will happen, and it went terribly wrong. It went terribly wrong.
See, I know the exact reason why Pep played Gundogan in that position because the fact that he has already told us that Chelsea they had new space in behind means he's looking for players that are better on the ball.
Yeah.
You get he wants players that are better on the ball. So they will play those passes in between the lines. You get, and I think Chelsea what they did was that I think I watched Tottenham when Tottenham beat Man City last season 2-0. Yeah, I remember that Son and Lo Celso scored back.
Yeah, okay.
The same thing Tottenham did.
Son and
Lo Celso.
Yeah.
The same thing Tottenham did was what Chelsea did. Go and look at that game. Tottenham gave Man City the spaces in the wide areas. Their whole 18-yard box was full of players. Like they covered their whole 18-yard box. You get?
Yes, ma'am.
They covered their whole 18-yard box so that Man City should have the ball in the wide areas because you know that Man City don't really have top players like that. So any ball that was coming to the box from crosses, they were dealing with it. That's the same thing Chelsea did. If you notice, Chelsea allowed Sterling to have the ball and Mahrez sometimes, but because of their wing backs again, Mahrez and Sterling didn't have anywhere to go. You get, they were still struggling in the wide areas, and the fact that they now have Fernandinho didn't allow the others to really express themselves. Good though, we know is a player who likes to score goals, who likes to get forward. Yeah, a player who likes to score goals and give assist. Good though was the one sitting back. And number one, the experience, he does not really have the Fernandinho type of experience in that midfield. We know he's a very good player on the ball, but without the ball, that's where the problem is. I think Tuchel masterminded this Champions League final, and I think he deserves all the credit.
He won the tactical battle.
I think Pep was very wrong for trying to keep the ball because we saw it with Madrid. Madrid is a team that keeps the ball. So are you telling me Gundogan will hold the ball better than Toni Kroos or Modric? I don't think so. So I think that was the wrong decision. If I was Pep in that situation, but his pride will not allow him, I would have been playing long balls. Any boy, let's tell him.
He's a Champions League final for God's sake.
Bro, if you win, nobody cares how you win.
Nobody cares. You win.
Did you win? Yes. Period.
Yeah. And if you showed it,
you made a point about Toni Kroos and Modric, but that point, I would just like to say, Toni Kroos and Modric will not express themselves the way they want if Casemiro doesn't play in that midfield. Because if you think about it yesterday, they didn't have that player that can, just sniff out where the ball will drop, where the player will move to. Like Kante did yesterday. Kante knew where the ball would drop. He was everywhere. He knew where De Bruyne would go to. He knew where this midfielder would go to. But Gundogan will not stress himself defending. Gundogan is a player who gets on the ball, makes passes, makes one, two plays, and gets shots from distance. Foden is that kind of player too. Bernardo Silva is that kind of player. And this other guy that played there at the left, who was that?
Sterling.
I forgot it. Sterling played as a striker. And De Bruyne played in the midfield. Yeah.
De Bruyne
is an attacking midfielder, no matter how you want to look at it. De Bruyne is an attacking midfielder. So I don't know what Pep was really thinking. Gundogan is not a defensive midfielder. Gundogan doesn't make. They didn't have that player, and that meant that Ruben Diaz and John Stones were exposed yesterday. We saw many times when Chelsea got behind their lines. If Chelsea honestly had a striker like Harry Kane or Haaland, that final could have been easily 3-0. or 4 or 6.
Yeah.
When I took his chances in that first half, it will not be 2-0. But Chelsea, Mason Mount, big credit to them. Thomas Tuchel, came in January, has transformed this squad. They were 10th position when he came in, took them to top 4. Now winning the Champions League, took them to an FA Cup final. He's getting a contract extension now because of what he has done within this short time. He's getting an extension to 2023, and I think Chelsea will want to stick with him because he's still a very young manager, and he has achieved many things in his short time as the manager. So now he just has to continue. You have to continue asking the question. This just answers the question that no matter how you want to look at it, I don't think football, money can never buy you success. It can buy you success to an extent, but that winner's mentality, that playing for the badge, that's what Chelsea had yesterday. We saw Kante was playing for the badge yesterday. Reece James was playing for the badge yesterday. Mason Mount, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, who scored the goal yesterday, he has never scored a goal in the Champions League. And his first goal was in the final. Is that not a fairy tale? And I told you yesterday, no one knew either in the Portugal 2016 final. But someone came up with the goods. See, Birma, do not doubt me. Don't doubt my analysis, man. Do not doubt me.
There's something you said about playing for the badge. If you look at teams that bring up players from their youth academy, look at Man United. Man United has a lot of players that play for the badge.
Yeah.
Chelsea too. Is it them? Mason Mount, Billy Gilmore, Reece James, all of them are products of the Chelsea Youth Academy. But if you go to City now, everybody they bought. If you look at, we can all agree that 2009 Barcelona, that was the best team football had ever seen. Look at them. Xavi from where? Academy. Iniesta from where? Academy. Busquets from where? Academy. Messi from where? Academy. All of them, academy players. That playing for the badge is very important. And that is what City lack. It's another thing City lack.
For me, I think those players will have really wanted to win that Champions League because, it's only Ilkay Gundogan that has previous experience in the Champions League final with Dortmund when he was still with Jurgen Klopp that year when they lost to Bayern. So you would have wanted to make things right. And I'm sure even in him, in his mind, you'd have been like, what is my coach choosing? Like, why did you start Raheem Sterling that is having a horrible season? This is one of Sterling's worst season in City colours. So I don't understand Pep starting. Pep is just a kind of manager that wants to show that he's the wisest or something like that. I don't really know, man. I don't know. And for me, man, if you look at that 2009 Barcelona squad, I don't think that's due to Pep's awesome managing. But that's due to backup players. Those players, see, I can assure you that many coaches that manage those players and you win the Champions League. Can you have a team with Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, Eto'o,
Puyol.
Who else? I forgot who else was in that win. Henry was in that team also. That team was big. Busquets was there, yes. Puyol was there.
Alcantara was still there.
Alcantara was still there. So, man, that team was it was something else. I don't think that was due to Pep's awesome manager. I don't think so.
See, there's my main criticism about Pep is that the money he has been given, if you don't bring success with that money, do you know that I can manage that squad and I win Premier League because the players are too good. They are too good. They can go out and win a match on their own. The brother Aguero can win a match on their own. I've seen many times with David Silva, and you get so. The fact that Pep always overthinks things when it comes to big games, I can't
celebrating, his prediction came to pass.
Yeah. One of my guys yesterday, he was just like, he saw one TV. The TV was like, they should predict the winner and who will score. And the guy said Chelsea to win, Havertz to score. Wow. And I'm serious, he cashed out.
Birma's network don't cast time.
Our network.
Yeah, so as I was saying, even your network don't dey lag. You don't show say Naija to the world.
I swear.
Birma is back. Yeah, Birma continue.
So I'll say the guy cashed out his cool bar. You get my main problem was with if you talked about Diaz and Stones being exposed. If you look at Van Dijk when Liverpool won the Champions League, Van Dijk and Gomez and Fabinho they always form a form of triangle whereby when the fullbacks go front, those two
Nobody
drop
could
back.
penetrate.
Yeah, if you look at Madrid too, when Cruz Modric and Casemiro were playing, once Modric and this goes, Casemiro just back to help Ramos and Varane. You get if you look at even the backup squad, if anybody that won Champions, just look at the way the midfield, the defensive
Yeah.
midfield and the two defenders work together. You get Chelsea and Man City lacked that yesterday. I didn't see any of that because the fact that Gundogan was not going to sit and help Diaz and Stones means that Diaz and Stones had more players to deal with. Like there was nobody helping them out, and once there's nobody
Yeah.
helping you out, forget the fact that even though you're the world best, if you're
How
alone
good you are.
against two or three, you're alone against players with quality like the Mount, Havertz, Werner. Even though we know Werner will not score, but Werner will cause you problems with his movement. Havertz, we know he's dropping deep, so they don't have anybody to mark, which is harder for them. And I think the fact that Pep didn't play that midfielder might have cost him the Champions League. On Sterling's case, I don't know how you resurrect somebody from the dead and bring him to come and play a match. It does not make total sense.
A
You have
final.
a final. You have Ferran Torres who scored hat-trick against Newcastle. You have Aguero, the best scorer in your history,
Honestly.
on bench. It's better you take a gamble with Aguero than take a gamble with Sterling because you know that
Because
Aguero
Ferran
might
Torres,
just put
man.
one chance. Yeah, because if you put Sterling, what did Sterling do now? And I watched Guardiola's press conference after the match. He said that he picked the best team to win the Champions League final. That's not the best team to win the Champions League final. You would have if you had not played Aguero, you would have stuck to the team that brought you there. Most coaches stick to the team that bring them there. You get sometimes. How many times have you seen when in Champions League against Liverpool, Bale did not bring Madrid Champions League back. He didn't still play the 11 that brought him to the Champions League. Bale came off the bench and made an impact. He would have started with the 11 that brought him to Champions League. Maybe Sterling will come off the bench or Aguero will come off the bench and won.
Yeah.
And they would have maybe won Champions League for City. But I think Guardiola fucked up yesterday. Simple fact.
Big time.
You said something about repeating the squad. That time when we won the UCL 3 times, we played the same 11 3 times. As even in the pictures,
times.
they were standing the same way.
Yeah.
But some coaches are very fictitious. People like Klopp, Zidane, they believe in all these things, and sometimes
Yeah.
it works. Maybe
It works
Pep
most
too should
times, not
adopt
sometimes
something
it
like
works.
that.
No, because
Yeah.
your point is that your point it makes sense because players get used to themselves. These players, if in all honesty, nobody's used to Sterling playing in that position. Nobody, your minds are already in sync that this player is going to be in this place at this particular time, or this one is going to be at that place at that particular time. But when Pep Guardiola did this thing, I don't know what he was honestly thinking because maybe he wanted to be the first manager to win the Champions League without a defensive midfielder. I don't know. But in all honesty, there were no defensive-minded players except on that pitch. The only defensive-minded players were Stones, Diaz, and Walker. I don't consider Zinchenko as a defensive-minded fullback.
No.
He's not one. No other person was defensive. Only 3 players in a defensive. So I don't know how you rotate. And that was what I told you in the last live we had. That this rotating can be a good thing and can be a bad thing. And I think it's a bad thing in situations like the Champions League. It's a very good thing in situations like the Premier League because games are coming week in, week out. Yeah, okay. You know when Man City come in good is when most teams are tired. At the beginning of the season, most teams had energy. Everton had energy, Liverpool had energy, Southampton had energy. You know, many people were top of the table, they had energy. But when we went to January, most teams were tired. They were tired of traveling in and out, international breaks. They were just bringing many stupid competitions. So teams were tired, and Man City at that point, they just continued going on. 17 games in a row winning. Most teams couldn't keep up. So you can't just tell me that you mess and tinker with your team in a Champions League final. I don't know no matter how good you are, but nobody I don't think would have been criticizing him this much if he played Fernandinho and they lost. Okay, that's a different case. Would have criticized him, but would have not criticized him this much. But you cannot be getting criticized for your team selection in the Champions League final for a manager of his caliber and status who has been in this game for as long as anyone, for as long as Tuchel. longer than Tuchel sef, has seen more success than Tuchel. He's one of the most successful managers in football's history. I am behaving like this in a Champions League final. It's totally unacceptable for the resources he has been given at hand. It's unacceptable.
I honestly agree with your point. I think Guardiola overthought this. He thought about this too much. What I even think is that I believe he underrated Chelsea. He underrated Chelsea because the only way you can play without the defensive midfielder to protect your back points when you don't believe the club is good enough to score you, and they just prove that they are good enough to score you. So that's will hurt more. I think Guardiola he had too much what should I say, too much confidence in his players and his abilities that he think he could just do anything with the team and just succeed.
I don't know if you saw what Sterling said. I don't know if you saw what Sterling said about them being the better team and the only way they will lose if they play ball or something like that. I've forgotten.
There's nothing like being the better team, bro. Bring the trophy home, and that's what we want. Nobody cares if you're the better team. When Mourinho coached Chelsea to the Premier League in 2005-2006, Chelsea were having 27% possession, winning matches 1-0. Nobody complained. Mourinho won the league. Nobody will win the league. Nobody complained. You get Chelsea only lost one match. You get they had 25 clean sheets. Players were throwing their body on the line. City players, the only player that I can see that can really throw his body on the line is Stones and Diaz, because Diaz inspired Stones to line. If they want to score, see the way Chelsea were defending yesterday, they no gree. Shouldn't really get putting leg anywhere. Just don't. They shouldn't score.
And I came on and was good.
Everybody who played that Chelsea match knew what they were doing. I don't think everybody in Man City squad knew what they did. Because
that's a very valid point.
Okay, and the other thing I'll talk is that he didn't trust his most experienced players. If you look at Guardiola and Klopp, anytime Klopp is playing a big match, he goes and everybody's fit. He goes to the Henderson. Why now? These are the Milner. All these guys that I know that these guys are experienced. They relax. They'll teach the people around them the game. He removed Fernandinho, who is the most experienced player in that squad. You get Aguero is the second most experienced, but although he has not been in rich form. He removed. It's like, when have you seen Zidane removing Modric this season? If Modric plays,
honestly,
Zidane does not.
The only time we didn't play Modric was when he was injured. That was the only time.
Only when he's injured.
If Modric is fit, Modric plays. Modric has played more minutes than any other player in Madrid this season. For 35-year-old, and I agree, Fernandinho is 34, 35, but that's the reason. Those are the experienced players. One experienced player can help the whole squad. And if you notice, Chelsea have less younger players than Man City. If you look at Chelsea forward, how old is Werner? Werner is 24, Havertz is 21, Mount is 22. These players are still young, but they have. But see, they have Kante.
The only people
they
there
have Kante.
They have Adika. They have Rudiger.
The only people in Chelsea squad who have seen a UCL final
network
were Thiago. My network day back. Fuck. Thiago and
continue.
Aspiculator. I think Aspiculator went to 2012 final now. Am I wrong?
No, he wasn't. They signed him 2013 after the final.
Okay, then only Thiago. And Thiago got injured. When Thiago got injured, I was scared for Chelsea. I thought that it was over. Just for Christensen to come and surprise me. Chelsea deserved it. They deserved it. I will lie.
No, what?
I will lie.
This is my point about Chelsea, but Chelsea, their team is like the most structured team in the world right now. It's so structured that whoever comes into the side knows exactly what they are doing. And I don't think that's the case for Man City. Chelsea, if you are going into their defense now, you know your work is to defend. You are not doing any fancy pass. No, clear the ball. Rudiger yesterday, although it was sad to see De Bruyne go out, but he did what he did what he had to do. He did what he had to do. And another point, if we take another look at that goal that happened yesterday, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you guys believe that if Fernandinho was there, that goal would have happened? The way it happened.
He would have seen, even if the goal happened, it would have not happened that way. So easy.
It wouldn't have happened.
That is the work of these CDMs. Fernandinho would have committed a tactical foul in the build-up, or he would have spotted that pass somehow. Somehow.
But he didn't. 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 He did honestly. And even the pass, I think he might have just intercepted the pass safe. He
Yes.
might have intercepted the pass. Or at least not even allow Mason Mount. You know, Mason Mount took a touch, then calm down to look at his pass before he finally passed. Can you imagine? Oh God.
Yeah.
But the pass
I
was
think if
beautiful, I
Kante
won't
was on
lie.
the opposing team,
That pass was
That
beautiful.
goal,
no, it was a sweet pass from
the way
us. See,
Havertz was
this season,
calm to the goal was so beautiful.
another problem I have with Man
The
City is
pass, the
Edison.
finish.
Edison likes rushing. Edison likes rushing.
Yeah,
He likes
Edison,
rushing. And
Edison
the,
likes
do you
coaching.
know? Do you know if you would have waited on his goal line for 2 more seconds, you would have had a better chance of saving the ball because once Harvest takes his first touch, then you're waiting for him to take his bad touch. If he takes that bad touch, you're already in front of him. He will stop the goal. But the fact that he rushed just gave Harvest easy decision, shift the ball and score. And once Harvest put that ball in the net, in fact, as I saw 1-0, I knew Chelsea were winning the game. Forget what I put on my status.
Yeah,
As I saw 1-0, I knew Chelsea was winning the game because that's their normal scoreline. And as we said the last week now, most of their goals either 2-1 or 1-0. That is their normal, that's the way they
you
play.
know.
You get their, it's almost like a fixed match. Once Chelsea go 1-0 up, you get they are too structured to lose the game from there. They are too disciplined. And that's what I've
Honestly,
noticed with Tuchel. Tuchel have disciplined the players. I think Lampard
yeah,
didn't do that, but Tuchel has disciplined his players.
made
They
hard
know that
decisions.
if hard decisions. The first time Tuchel came, he went to a back three. He thought, okay, back three is the best. He put all the players there, put everything in place. And since then, success have come to Chelsea. I think if Tuchel would have won the FA Cup, he would have been my manager of the season. Clean,
Yeah. For
clean
me,
like this.
Tuchel, you know, when Tuchel came in, he benched Mason Mount for his first game. He gave everybody a fair
Yeah,
chance.
Yeah.
He didn't play any player as
yeah.
favourites. He benched everybody chop bench. He gave Alonso a chance. He gave, Rhys James a chance. Gave Emerson a chance for you to prove yourself. And once you notice that Mason Mount, you can move forward with him. You can move forward with Werner. You can move forward with so many people. You say, okay, let's play these players. And back to that point of Ederson's goal. Ederson has been seen to commit too early. You know, yes, last year in the derby, in the Manchester derby, when he tried to rush the ball out, then McTominay now chipped him from outside. That was a rush decision. Yesterday,
Yeah.
he just stayed back in his post. Yesterday when he came out, he was already outside of his 18-yard box. So you can't use your hand. If you use your hand, you get a red card. Very simple. So that goes back to your point of him always
See,
rushing.
honestly, it's the Champions League final. Get that red card. Get that red card. Get that red card. He had already fucked
at
up.
that point,
He had already
actually
fucked
feel
up. Just get the red card.
it was,
Just get it.
even though we're not too old at that time, the 2005 final against Arsenal and Barcelona, we saw when this keeper, what's his name, Lehmann, I think, got a red card in the
Lehmann.
first half early in the game, and their whole game was ruined. So I don't think he made the right decision in not committing, because he thought that, yeah, he's still early in the game, my team can come back. At that point, Guardiola had one job: take off Sterling and bring on Fernandinho. When you take off Sterling, it just says De Bruyne, go and do what you want, Gundogan, go and do what
Thank
you
you,
want.
everybody.
And to be honest, if Man City played their best football yesterday, if no way Chelsea would have withstood what they had to offer. I don't think there was any way Chelsea would have. Those players were very free yesterday. It was just very poor defending from Guardiola.
Yeah. I think
Extremely
Guardiola
poor.
got his whole team selection wrong because the thing is that when you're playing with a false nine bar, he normally plays De Bruyne there. And the fact that De Bruyne has played in a false nine for most of this season, forget what coach tell you. You always want to be in that position. We have played there in football where manager will say play right back, but because you've been playing right midfield since, guy, your body will be there, your mind will be there. That's where you want to be because that's where you feel more comfortable with. He played De Bruyne backward. De Bruyne goes there. We didn't see I don't see. Nobody had their best game in Man City yesterday. Nobody at all. Nobody had a good game. If I was Pep, I've seen Tuchel. Tuchel have stopped pushing Udoi after playing him. He came out as a sub and he subbed him.
First half, in second half, he came off second half and subbed him second half. hard
See,
decisions. You are the manager. If you win, nobody will complain.
I've seen managers make first half 22 minutes to remove somebody because the match is not going right. See, so I don't know why Pep was. I don't know if he was trying to say, "Oh yeah, this Champions final, let all my players play." That is wrong.
He was trying to be, I
The
got the right
people that were
decision.
winning, people that were winning Champions League were playing one squad from the group stage to the final game, and they won it. Why do you think Bayern were able to do unbeaten throughout the Champions League? Tell me how many times they
Yeah.
changed their player. The only time they changed was
Continuity.
the only time they changed was Koeman for Perisic, and Koeman scored the final goal. You get. So I think the fact that Pep went to go and play form Wayo boy, smart guy. I think that just fucked the whole team up. If, like you said, if you'd have played Fernandinho in that midfielder, all the players would have just gone freedom. Just go and do your thing. I'm here to protect Diaz and Stones will protect the keeper. And Edison, who is very good on the ball and is very also a world-class keeper, it has given them the whole platform to be able to win the match. Pep didn't do that. He was thinking too much. He went to attacking. And I'm sure when Tuchel saw that team sheet, was licking his lips because he knows that they don't have anybody protecting the back four. Werner will torment these guys. Havertz, Mount, and all the people that I just scored, but all of them had a hand. You get. Werner almost scored. He missed chances, but he almost scored. Mount gave the assist for Havertz good, and I think Chelsea deserved this Champions League final. I'm very serious. I'm very happy for Chelsea. It's so cool. Where this one go?
Network as usual.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I agree with everything. Yeah, I can hear you. I agree with everything you said previously.
Yeah.
Let's leave the Man City perspective. Look at the Chelsea perspective. You know, young players. Chelsea, you know. This network. Anyways, as I was saying, the Chelsea team, you know, can we actually agree that, you know, we have to also give credit to Frank. Oh God, we have to give credit to this guy Frank Lampard for all he did for Chelsea before he left. You know, although his going it was not the nicest, but he did many things for Chelsea. He brought in Thiago Silva, he brought in so many players, brought in Werner. You know, he personally spoke to Werner, brought in, although he had not been the best signing, but he has been very good to them, you know. He has been useful to them. Brought in Thiago, brought in so many players. So I want to ask, can we say that this their season, you know, after spending over 200 million in the summer transfer window, can we say it has been a success?
It's a success, bro. Once you reach Champions League, you're automatically successful. Forget what happens. It means you're the best club in Europe. Forget what Bayern have done, Barca, anybody, Madrid, Juve, Atlanta, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid. You are the best club in Europe if you win Champions League. If they go and win FIFA Club World Cup, then they're the best club in the world because that's what it means. So you cannot say their season has not been successful. Finishing the top score, reaching 2 finals, though they lost the FA Cup final, but winning the Champions League, the name self should ring a bell in your ear. The Champions League again. So I think Tuchel deserves a huge, like you said, Lampard also needs credit because he was the one who actually brought this player. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to merge them together and make them play well. And I think Lampard would have won the Champions League. Chelsea, we all know that. But they're probably falling out in the quarterfinals or somewhere. But I think they were excellent yesterday. I think Kante. I don't know where they find this Kante type. Be like saying now only one did this world. That Kante guy, God. I don't know who that guy is, but now only one did this one. Kante was superb yesterday. I think he covered the ground so well. He sniffed danger. He seriously to help his back three get. And I think even Jorginho too. You know that normally him and
God, yesterday.
Jorginho is the one. Jorginho, Jorginho is the one to hold the ball and pass the ball. Why Kante is mostly the one to defend? But yesterday, I think as a player, they were excellent tonight. I told you just on Friday that he might even play Kovacic, but he didn't play Kovacic. And Kovacic have set a new record of playing only 17 minutes in 4 Champions League finals and winning all.
What a
You get?
start!
So he has what?
What a start!
What a start! You get? He has only played 17 minutes and he has won 4 Champions League finals. That is a one start. Even Messi and Ronaldo cannot. They can't do that. You get? So I think Rhys James was excellent tonight. Yesterday, he was superb. He didn't allow Sterling to play at all. Yeah. This guy, Rudiger was showing his body. You get Thiago Silva, Aspilicueta, all of them were dedicated. Mendy, everybody was ready to win that thing. I saw a plan from Tuchel right from the beginning of how they wanted to play Man City, but unfortunately, Guardiola, who we think is one of the best coach in the world, I didn't see that plan from them. Yet Chelsea had the way they were going to play that match. They were structured. And I heard that Tuchel is a very hard guy to work with, and I understand why, because he will put you through a lot of work. And he did. He put them through a lot of work. They were so structured. Man City were finding it difficult. They were frustrated. They were confused. Man City threw everything.
Honestly,
look at that.
We saw Man City crossing balls. When do Man City don't cross balls usually? They do all their fancy build-ups. We saw. Oh God.
Man City tried their best to get Tuchel locked. I told you that he locked the midfield because if you notice with Guardiola likes to put as many midfielders in the game as possible. You get?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's why he played Gundogan instead of Fernandes because Gundogan is a more productive midfielder. But Tuchel used Kante, Jorginho, and his wing backs to lock that whole midfield. So there was no space. That's why City had to cross the ball. And they know that if they cross the ball, obviously Chelsea defenders are favourites to get the first header. Even the second header now. Before Man City liked to keep for second balls, but they didn't look for second ball because they were not getting. The first header was clearing. And at the end of the game, they added 7 minutes, 90 plus 7 in the Champions final. And that was the point where I knew Chelsea, this is what they like. They like defense because Tuchel has made them very strong defensively. Man City were throwing all they could on Chelsea. They were just hammering balls, shoots, but Chelsea were just so structured. It was like a block. They made it just a clean block like this in front of their post and not just able to happen. And I think Tuchel got his tactics spot on yesterday. And sorry for Guardiola, but once more, he has blown the chance to win the UCL with City.
And back to your point that you made about the defense. The defense, of all things that day that we criticize of Chelsea, and of all things that we said might go wrong for Chelsea, we never for once said that their defense will go wrong. We knew that the defense is solid and locked. We knew that there's no problem with the defense. The defense, how can they basically have like 7 defenders. Kante, Jorginho, Rhys James, Rudiger, Christensen, who came in for Thiago Silva, the other guy, what's his name? Aspilicueta and Chilwell. And we have to comment Chilwell also, who did very well in his one-on-one duels with Riyad Mahrez, who is one of the best, very tricky winger in the Premier League, cutting into his left foot, cutting out, turning him in and out. Sterling, we all know what we have already spoken about Sterling being pocketed yesterday. And Rudiger winning area battles, Christensen winning, Aspilicueta, everybody putting their body on the line. Kante, maybe Klopp, maybe Pep was just thinking that, okay, these people have too much to offer. We can't actually withstand what they are giving, so I have to actually play Gundogan. So we now have a problem with their offense. We only have a problem with their defense. But Mason Mount has to be commended. He makes the good pass when the time comes, Very put the pass on the platter. Everything just went in their favor yesterday. And we can't even point anything wrong that Chelsea did yesterday. Chelsea played everything perfectly. They didn't make a single mistake. Maybe the only mistake was, Timo Werner missing chances as usual, and that was expected. We didn't expect much from Timo Werner, but yesterday was a very, very good game from Chelsea. Big ups to Chelsea. Congrats on their second Champions League. They have now joined Nottingham Forest. joined
And
Juve
Porto.
with teams, Porto with teams with two Champions League, and City go on in their longing for a Champions League to hold that trophy. One of the most decorated trophies in the world. I think that's the highest trophy you can win at club football level, honestly. And nowadays, the Champions League has even become more relevant than the World Cup because we saw recently in the World Cup, one of the biggest competitions in the world, it didn't have VAR. And the Champions League has all this and many more technologies to offer. So I think the Champions League is slowly overtaking the World Cup because that's where you actually see the best players in the world from different countries and very diversified. So Man City, they keep spending money year in, year out and have nothing to show for it because if you ask them, would you have preferred Liverpool or anyone else to win that Premier League and you win the Champions League? I think the answer would have been a yes without hesitation. If you ask Pep Guardiola also, would he want to hold that trophy without Lionel Messi, which he has never done? His answer will be yes. And Pep Guardiola has had many massive chances to win that Champions League. With good sides like Bayern when they had Ribery and Iron Robin at their in their prime. They also had this guy. He has come to Man City now, and we cannot even speak enough about how much he has spent at Man City. He has spent a ridiculous amount of money at Man City. Having the chance to bend somebody like Laporte just because you signed a player. They signed John Stones since from Everton, but he wasn't good, but he eventually came good. So and signed Ake also, signed Ferran Torres in just one transfer window. So it can't be overplayed how much they have spent. Maybe football has actually played its role because they were actually not supposed to be in the Champions League, in my opinion, due to financial fair play. So all's well that ends, everything has been ironed out and equaled out. But big ups to Chelsea and all the Chelsea faithful. Congrats on their second Champions League. It's actually not easy to win that competition because you can see how teams like Juventus, not Bayern, sorry, Juventus, Man City, Juventus made a
PSG.
move for
PSG.
PSG also. Juventus made a move for Ronaldo purely because of the Champions League because we all know he's the most successful player in the Champions League. So big ups. It's never easy to win a Champions League. Many players have tried, but I don't know. Do you think these Man City players such as De Bruyne, Gundogan will have a chance to win the Champions League once more or Champions League at all? How for you? I can't hear you. Sorry, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So you're saying
Do you think De Bruyne and Gundogan and those players who are in their close to their 30s and in their 30s like Fernandinho, we have to say I even forgot to mention also sadly Kun Aguero who mentioned he win the Champions League before he left Man City. I don't know if it's an Argentine thing to be lying because Lionel Messi has lied previously of him bringing the Champions League back to Barca. I don't know if Lionel Messi can still win the Champions League at his time in Barca, but for me, I feel back to my question. De Bruyne, Gundogan, and others. Do you think they can win the Champions League?
no, serious question, no. And I think this Man City's best chance to win the Champions League. I think they were well equipped to win the Champions League. This is the strongest squad I've seen from Man City since when Company left. They have been looking for a Company type replacement, and I think they found that with Ruben Diaz. But look at all the games Company was playing. There was always Fernandinho in front. Which always helped him. You get this is their best squad to win the Champions League, and I think the fact that they have blown their chance, they are not going to come back again. I don't think they have that mentality that Liverpool have to come back to win Champions League. Liverpool had that mentality when they lost the final to Madrid. The next season they came back, they won the Champions League. They lost the Premier League to Man City by 1 point. The next season they came back and they blew everybody away and won the Premier League again. You get so I don't think Man City really have that mentality. You get to win this Champions League again. And I think if they don't act fast, I think some of their players will look elsewhere to go on with Champions because I think De Bruyne, no matter how good De Bruyne is, to be compared with the likes of Modric in terms of Champions League winning, you have to win a Champions League. Because if they are comparing De Bruyne and Modric now, they'll say Modric has how many Champions League? Has 4, and you only have you don't have any. You get A World Cup final, no matter what you want to, you have to show. So I think the players have to start looking at themselves. The old players, the brother should be entering 30 soon. You get Mahrez.
Yeah.
These are players that they are at the twilight of their career. They'll soon enter 30 something. You get where they'll start dying down. Their legs will be going because most of them are even injury prone. You get so. I think they have to look elsewhere to win Champions League because the likes of them, Ruben Diaz and Torres, Jesus, they can say let's wait. We might have another chance, but the more experienced players, I think it will be. Yeah. So I was saying. I said I think this Man City's best chance to win the UCL, and I think if they can't win this UCL again, they have blown away their chance. And sorry for them, but I think they can't win the UCL again. Unless I know Guardiola would like to buy. If they say Guardiola, what do you need to win UCL? You say give me Kante, give me Messi, give me Harry Kane. They might give him all of that and still not be able to deliver that trophy just because of one mistake decision whereby play Fernandinho or not, and that will cost you the Champions League. And I think Pep will learn his lesson. I think he'll learn a serious lesson from this, and he will next time forget Champions. Maybe another time he's playing a really big game. He will not overtake this. This has happened plenty times. This is not the first time we've seen Pep do this. You get whereby
Yeah. Oh, damn. Birma's network has messed him up one more time. Sadly, yeah. But I actually agree with everything he said. I don't know if you guys think these people can win the Champions League once more. I don't think they can because clubs like Liverpool, Bayern. For me, Bayern might have won it this season if this guy Robert Lewandowski was fit at that point. Um, many things they happen, many things they solve, but Robert Lewandowski would have obviously played a very pivotal role in Bayern's play. We saw how they couldn't put away chances that Lewandowski would have easily put away. Many things. City, I don't think they can come back to a final next season. They might. I stand to be proven wrong, but I doubt they will. But if they will, good for them. But I hope they don't. Next season they'll obviously be back. They just go back to the drawing board. But this will be a very catastrophic. Yesterday was a very catastrophic day for them. Man City will be back next season. Liverpool will be back, in my opinion, next season. We don't know. Real Madrid might be back with their new manager and make some good signings. Bayern will be back, obviously, 100%. I think Bayern will be back. Birma is asking me waiting the occur. I don't know. But many clubs will be back. Yo, who is the one person watching? Please identify yourself. This one person watching. I would like to know who you are. Um, I'm very grateful for your watching. Well, now just sorry. Yeah, so for me, I feel Bayern will be back next season. They'll be favorites to win the Champions League next season. They have the best goal scorer in the world right now. Um, Chelsea might be back next season. We'll never know. Chelsea, this is obviously not a fluke in my opinion. Liverpool will be back. Yeah, yeah. Birma is back. I was just saying, Birma, that I feel Bayern Man City will find it very hard to win the Champions League next season because Liverpool will be back. Bayern, I think the only reason they went out was because the best goal scorer in the world right now wasn't available for them. PSG might be back next season if they hire a coach like Zidane. I feel if Zidane gets hired at PSG, those players, why I think Pochettino cannot really handle PSG because they have high caliber players. And when Zidane goes there, he has been there, done that. He's one of the best players in the history of football, so they will know he has he has the mind and the winner's mentality to do that. It is Bayern will be back, Chelsea will be back, Liverpool will be back next season. Real Madrid, if they get a good manager and manage to get in some good signings, will be back. I don't think clubs like Barcelona will be back. I don't think Juventus will have a chance next season. But who would have thought Chelsea would have won the Champions League? So a very good show today. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Birma. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. We thank everybody. And I told you, this Man City's last chance. They are not winning it again. I think Guardiola will not win Champions League again. I don't think he'll be the one. Maybe
Yeah,
and that,
at Man City
I think
though.
yeah, and that manager. I think and that manager will be the one. Maybe Pochettino to Man City in the future might be the one to win Champions League, but I don't think Guardiola has this. He has the ability. He has lost his powers, like Mourinho did. All of them have lost their powers.
You can't win it without Messi, man. Messi is the key
They
for it.
can't. They can't. Yeah. So once more, congrats to Chelsea and Co for winning Champions League.
Uh,
Their fans went absolutely crazy in Nigeria yesterday. Most of them gave testimony. Most of them
yeah, you saw the bought cows.
testimonies in church. You get they painted cows blue. There was a whole blue rally in Nigeria. Like in Zaria, they painted goats blue. So they prayed. And today, my friend told me that in our church, Chelsea fans actually gave thanksgiving to God for winning the title. They carried the flag and they were so excited. And I think it's a good one from Chelsea fans. We want to see other fans like with Man City would have wished they were the ones, but I think Chelsea fans, congrats to them. I think they are very happy and they are very obvious. They are very happy
So
with the appointment of
that
Tuchel.
just proves how big of a club Chelsea is, and I don't think that would have happened in Man City one. How many fans do Man City have in Nigeria? There are very few. So Man City is a small club, you all know. But this today's show was a very nice show. Top class analysis, some incredible stats from Birma. I didn't expect, the Kovacic stat. I didn't expect it, but a very massive stat. More of that, please.
Yeah,
The Euros will
yeah.
soon start. Be expecting more shows from us, and very good on today. We appreciate everything.
Yeah, shout out to Aaron for joining us and giving his expert as an analysis too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so we're
okay.
in the
So
show now. Yeah, good night, everyone.
yeah, good night. Sleep well.
Safe.
I want
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Ah.